Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. Federal and provincial governments yet to reach southern Lalitpur, badly hit by recent disasters, power and communications off in Mahankal and Konjasom. Government declares over 3 dozen local levels in 14 districts as disaster crisis zones to expedite relief, rehabilitation and reconstruction works. US President Joe Biden says he would think about alternatives to striking Iranian oil fields if he were in Israel's shoes. Adds, Donald Trump might refuse to accept the outcome of upcoming elections. And it's Karnali up against Lalitpur Queens in the title decider of the Everest Women's Volleyball League later this evening. It's the third day of the ongoing Dasai festival today. Hindu devotees are celebrating the day by worshipping goddess Chandra Ghanta, one of the 9 forms of goddess Durga. Devotees believe worshipping the goddess bestows upon them strength. Durga temples across the country, including Bhadrakali, Mahalakshmi, Maiti Devi and Guheshwari among others in the valley, have been witnessing massive throng of devotees since early morning today. The scenes are similar in Nepalganj's Bageshwari, Surkhet's Deuti Bajai, Argakhachi's Supa Deurali, Salyan's Khairawang Bhagwati, Dang's Ambikeshwari, Darilthura's Ugratara and Baglung's Kalika Bhagwati. Now, massive losses of lives and properties were reported across the country because of floods, landslides and inundations caused by incessant rainfall on 27th and 28th of September. Rescue, relief and road repair works have been expedited across the country. However, no entity seems to be aware about the devastation faced by Mahankal and Konjasom rural municipalities of southern Lalitpur, which is next to the federal capital. Landslide has damaged the roads. Only the remains of the houses of the local residents can be seen. Many of them do not have clothes to change, while others do not have places to spend the night at. The federal and provincial governments do not seem to be aware about these places and the devastation they have faced. These local levels have suffered from hundreds of landslides and there are no walking trails in many places. In such a situation, the local levels have tried their best possible efforts. However, there do not seem to be any possibility to ensure the immediate resettlement of the residents because of limited resources. These parts of the country have also lost connection with electricity and communication network. In this situation, the local residents have not felt the presence of the federal and the provincial governments. The meeting of the Council of Ministers held yesterday has declared various local levels of 14 districts as disaster crisis zones based on the recommendation made by the National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Authority. Earlier, a meeting of the Authority Committee was held at the Ministry of Home Affairs that identified over 3 dozen local levels in districts, 14 districts in fact, as disaster crisis zones. The districts include Pasthar, Okhaldunga, Udaipur, Sarlahi, Rohtahat among others, and local levels are from Sindhuli, Makwanpur, Chitwan among others.
दोलखा सिन्धुली रामेछाप मकवानपुर सिन्धुपाल्चोक र धादिङ जिल्ला बढी प्रभावित भएको देखियो त्यो अन्तर्गत हामीले स्थानीय अहिले छलफलको क्रममा चाहिँ जिल्लालाई तोक्ने अथवा स्थानीय तहलाई तोक्ने भन्ने कुरामा छलफल भइसकेपछि हामी निष्कर्षमा चाहिँ स्थानीय तह नै तोक्ने भनेर हामीले टुङ्ग्यायौं.
The government has begun preparations to expedite relief distribution, rehabilitation and reconstruction in the disaster crisis zones. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Despite being near to the federal capital, the local residents of southern Lalitpur are still awaiting rescue and relief. What is your opinion? Your options are A. Irresponsible government, B. Indifferent public representatives, and C. Need for collaboration. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. The Department of Hydrology and Meteorology has predicted rain in some parts of the country and urged all concerned to remain alert for potential flash floods. There are possibilities of rain in the districts of Jhapa, Okholdhunga, Sindhuli, Sindhupalchok, Lomjung, Kaski, Baglung, Rolpa and Baki. For the next 3 days, the department has said the water level of the major rivers in the country like Koshi, Narayani, Karnali and Mahakali is expected to remain below danger level. However, added that the residents of the river areas have to remain cautious. Now, the three main organs of the state, executive, judiciary and legislative, are where the public place their hope and trust, with the latter one being the final destination for justice. Prakash Man Singh Raut endorsed the Chief Justice, highlighted several inconsistencies within the judiciary during his presentation at the Parliamentary Hearing Committee, revealing issues like influence of external entities, among others.
Prakash Man Singh Raut, endorsed by the Parliamentary Hearing Committee, has highlighted three main problems within the judiciary. The first challenge was poor management, followed by the workload and justice appointment procedure and technology. Every Chief Justice who appears before the Parliamentary Hearing Committee has spoken about the influence of external entities inside the judiciary. However, those external entities are never revealed during the term, and the next Chief Justice repeats the same issue. Endorsed as the Chief Justice, Raut also concluded that irregularities and corruption were the major challenges of the judiciary. He furnished details of these problems as well. Previous Chief Justices had also presented a similar list and promised to make amends. Several studies have also been conducted to address the situation of the judiciary. A total of 4 studies were conducted in the last decade and a half, but those reports were never implemented. Report prepared by erstwhile Chief Justice Anup Rao Sharma in the Nepali year 2066 BS and the one furnished by Cholendra Samachar JB Rana were not even made public. The reports have also shown that the appointments by the Judicial Council are made under pressure rather than on the basis of merit and criteria prescribed by the law. Chief Justice Raut himself has identified this problem as the major challenge. Another problem that he identified is workload. The number of cases are increasing while the status of implementation of verdicts is poor. More than 25,000 cases are pending at the Supreme Court alone. Jurisdiction of the court needs to be revised to curb the workload. Raut has identified appointment procedure of justices and technology as another challenge. Courts are not equipped with technology while budget is another issue. Raut, who was also the chair of the Supreme Bar Association, has formed a task force to study all aspects of the judiciary, meaning he is aware of the recommendations of that task force. As he is in the final hours of becoming the Chief Justice, the next 17 months are not only challenging for Raut, who has shared his commitments for reforms and policies, structures and laws, but it is also a testing hour for him to solve the problems identified by himself.
Time now for international update. US President Joe Biden has said that he would think about alternatives to striking Iranian oil fields if he were in Israel's shoes, adding that he thinks Israel has not yet concluded how to respond to Iran. Biden made his remarks to reporters.
The Israelis have not concluded what they're going to do in terms of a strike. That's under discussion. I think if I were in their shoes, I'd be thinking about other alternatives than striking oil fields. No administration has helped Israel more than I have. None. 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 And I think Bibi should remember that. And whether he's trying to influence the election or not, I don't know, but I'm not counting on that. Two separate questions. I'm confident it'll be free and fair. I don't know whether it will be peaceful. The things that Trump has said and the things that he said last time out, when he didn't like the outcome of the election, were very dangerous. If you notice, I noticed that the vice presidential Republican candidate did not say he'd accept the outcome of the election. They haven't even accepted the outcome of the last election. So I'm concerned about what they're going to do.
Floodwaters gushing through the Bosnia and Herzegovinian town of Fionica yesterday as the country suffered torrential rain and landslides. Most of the water had receded in the town that is part of the Jablanica area, where 16 deaths have been reported. The Jablanica area, which is about 70 kilometers southwest of the capital Sarajevo, was completely cut off after road and railway links were destroyed. 16 people were killed, most of them in the Jablanica area, according to cantonal inter-ministry spokesperson Jew David Maric, who told Reuters the search for the missing continued. Bosnia's inter-ethnic presidency, a tripartite consisting of Bosniak, Serb and Croat, said it requested military assistance for the wider Jablanica area. Engineers, rescue units and a helicopter were deployed, including some to rescue 17 people from a mental hospital. Some houses had been reduced to rubble by landslides in what appeared to be Bosnia's worst flooding since at least 2014, when more than 20 people died in similar floods. Neighboring Croatia and Serbia also offered Bosnia assistance in rescue operations. The floods in Bosnia followed an unprecedented summer drought, which caused many rivers and lakes to dry up and severely impacted agriculture and water supply throughout the Balkans and much of Europe. Meteorologists say these extreme weather changes can be attributed to climate change. At least 70 people, including 3 infants, were killed in Haiti by armed men belonging to Grand Grif gang as they shot automatic rifles at residents. At least another 16 people were seriously injured in the attack, including 2 gang members hit during an exchange of fire with Haitian police. The gang members also set fire to at least 45 houses and 34 vehicles, forcing residents to flee their homes. The town, Pont-Sonde, is a major rice producer located in Haiti's breadbasket, Artibonite region, at an important crossing connecting the capital, Port-au-Prince, to the north. Artibonite has seen some of the worst violence outside the capital, compounding a worsening hunger crisis that has seen half the population suffer from severe food insecurity and thousands in Port-au-Prince facing famine-level hunger. The number of people internally displaced by the conflict has, meanwhile, surged past 700,000, nearly doubling in 6 months, despite the partial deployment of a UN-backed mission mandated to help under-resourced police restore order. Haiti's government had requested that the mission, which is made up of volunteer contribution and has so far received just a fraction of the resources it was promised, be converted into a formal UN peacekeeping mission. Welcome back. Time now for sports update. Karnali Yesvis are playing against Lalitpur Queens in the final of the first edition of Everest Women's Volleyball League. In the league round to make its place in the title decider. They had defeated Kathmandu Spikers 3-1 in yesterday's match. Kathmandu had won the first set 25-23 to keep its hopes of reaching the final alive, but lost 3 consecutive sets 25-14, 25-23, 25-12. Karnali collected 13 points from 5 matches, while Lalitpur collected 10 from 5 matches. Kathmandu ended the league in 3rd position with 9 points. The final has been slated for 5:30 this evening. Nepal is hosting the SAF Women's Championship in 2024 between 17th to 30th of October. The tournament will be broadcast live on Kantipur Max and mobile application of Kantipur Television and also on Kantipur Max YouTube channel. Participating 7 teams have been divided into 2 groups. Defending champions Bangladesh are in Group A with India and Pakistan. Nepal is in Group B with Bhutan, Sri Lanka and Maldives. The inaugural match will be between India and Pakistan. Nepal will play its first match on 18th of October against Bhutan, second match against Maldives in 22nd and third against Sri Lanka on 24th. Top 2 teams from both the groups will enter into the semi-final and the title decider has been slated for the 30th. Nepal has been runners-up in 5 of the 6 editions it has played so far. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.